Hi, lollies. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Belinda's channel. Thank you for all the love and support. Don't forget to please subscribe to this channel, turn on notifications so that anytime I upload videos, you'll be the first person to be notified. To my returning subscribers, to those people that share my videos, leave commentaries, and also educate each and every one of ours. You guys are the real MVP. So lovely came across this video on my for you, and I thought to share where brothers and sisters are all out to share and encourage people that looks like me to continuously doing what they know how to do best. This actually sparked a lot of conversation and a lot of black brother, and one of my favorite TikToker who happens to be Thomas also was here to share about the pan-colored women and their solidarity, blah blah blah. So I'm just going to roll it. Please give me your own
I'm
thoughts and
just
let's
in
dive
one of
into
those
it.
moods. But I have been noticing that there are some of us who have expressed a lot of fear and trepidation and anxiety about what is going on in our country. And yes, it is screwed up. Yes, the majority of we black people did not vote for this. We tried to warn everybody else, especially the 92% of black women. But there have been some comments left under my videos with this sentiment. Resting is not a plan. Choosing where we spend our money is not a plan. And what's going to happen when they come for us? What's going to happen if they round us up and put us into camps? And I'm sitting here thinking, we often start believing the propaganda that this nation has disseminated about us since the beginning. Many of us have been miseducated. That's not our fault, collectively. And many of us have begun to believe the bullshit. But here's something to remember. The fact that I'm sitting here and you're sitting there means that our ancestors always fought back. There were constant slave revolts from the moment that first boat of enslaved people packed like sardines left the west coast of Africa to the present day. We have always fought back, and we have been brilliant. We have been shrewd. We have been wise. That's why we are still here. We are our ancestors. I detest when I hear us say, I'm not my ancestors. No, we are our ancestors. That's why you can say some stupid shit like that. Our ancestors always fought back. We were enslaved and considered property, and it was illegal for us to be educated, to learn to read and to write. And we still overcame all of that. Our families were torn apart. We still overcame all of that. There was Reconstruction and slave codes. We overcame all of that. Domestic terrorism, Ku Klux Klan, and groups like it, and the slave catchers that evolved into modern day policing. We survive and are surviving all of that. They could round us up into camps. What do you think redlining and inner city ghettos is for? What do you think the purpose of that was? Well, we have to protect ourselves. Yes, we have to protect ourselves, and we do. Because they have always constantly, violently attacked our communities. But you all need to check out Lincoln Heights, Ohio. Don't underestimate us. Don't underestimate yourself. Don't believe the bull that they have spewed and disseminated around the world about us. Our culture is the United States of America. We built this bitch for free, and the bill remains due. This is our culture. We create the culture. Don't believe that other bullshit. We have managed to create and thrive in spite of the most brutal oppression known to mankind. So what else can they come up with to do to us that they haven't done already and we have survived? Hold your head up, black man, black woman, black boy, black girl, because we are a force to be reckoned with. One other thing, they may try to deport us. They've already tried that during the time of Abraham Lincoln. Look up how the nation state of Liberia in Africa was founded. That didn't work then, and it's not going to work now. So again, what has not been done to us already that they can come up with? They have always targeted us for violence, lynching. When our ancestors were enslaved, they were maimed and mutilated and raped and essayed with impunity. What else can these folks do to us? So this Monday, my message is to understand that the fact that you got up this morning and looked in the mirror and looked at your partner, your spouse, your loved ones, your children, and that we are here right now is a testament to our greatness. Do not let them make you afraid. Hold your head up and move forward.
One of the things that I truly honestly despise about white supremacy and white supremacist institutions and societies like America is that white supremacy gives all white people a sense of credibility. It gives them credence and it gives them identity, right? Whether they are white and poor, which is most white people, let's be clear, there are only like 5 or 6 well-known, wealthy white families. The rest of you are not part of the 1%, and quite frankly, are probably not even part of the 100%. If we're keeping it a buck, you have to work for a living, and then when you retire, you have to rely on Social Security and Medicare so you don't die slowly, agonizingly, and painfully. But that's another discussion, right? So whether a white person is poor, whether they're disabled, whether they're LGBTQ+, whether they have brown hair, whether they have blonde hair, they're still white, and their whiteness alone, because of centuries of oppression, gives them automatic credibility. It's an automatic in club that they're all a part of. It's an open secret. It's a silent acknowledgement of identity amongst themselves. This is why so many of our Caucasian brothers and sisters were so adamant and so excited in the wake of Kamala Harris being the Democratic presidential nominee, and we're going to all those rallies and we had all these social media hashtags and trends and everything like that. The silent agreement among most white people was that, yeah, we're gonna smile and ooh, yeah, we're so excited, yeah, but when we get in that voting booth, we need to lock in. Okay, because what white people won't openly admit is that in their minds, answering to a white fascist dictator like Trump is just a small price to pay for answering to someone who is in power, who is still white. At the end of the day, losing their jobs, losing their health care, losing their social safety net, losing their footing, losing all their grounding, losing their families, their homes, their ability to eat, etc. Those are all just small prices to pay, because most white people are quite content being oppressed if they're being oppressed by another white person. And if you don't believe me, look to 2 sources. One, the data from the exit polls breaking down who voted for Trump by race and by gender. And 2, again, the same data from the exit polls looking at the number of college-educated white women who voted for Trump. College-educated white women who, by and large, pursue liberal arts and social science degrees, where they spend 4 years minimum talking about oppressive systems and institutions. So they should really know better. Not my laundry buzzer going off while I'm talking. Anyway, that's what I truly hate about white supremacy. It's an automatic in club, and everyone else is left out of it. That's why we don't celebrate White History Month or what have you, is because whiteness is based on what you're not, as opposed to just a celebration of culture and traditions and survival in the face of certain autocratic regimes or the face of enslavement or Jim Crow laws or whatever. It's like an automatic in club for them. It's a silent agreement when they're in rooms with one another. It doesn't matter what they say they vote for, what platforms they publicly say that they support. When they get in that anonymous private voting booth, all that shit goes out the fucking window. Systemic institutionalized white supremacy is the sole reason why a country like America is simultaneously the wealthiest country in the world and simultaneously does not have any federal widespread social safety nets for its citizens, and the few social safety nets that are available, called entitlements, that we have to wait until old age to receive, are on the chopping block every single time a Republican comes into power. That is why we have countries who are communist countries, countries that are socialist, countries that don't touch America's GDP or military power or might, and yet their citizens have better qualities of life than America does. White supremacy is the reason why that is. White people who survived the first Trump administration looked around and said, my suffering is A-okay with me if black people are suffering too, if brown people and non-black people of color and immigrants are suffering too, right? Watching all those people being deported and having their heads shaved and being publicly dehumanized and sent off to God knows where to probably never be seen again, while white people are here sitting here wondering how they're going to pay their bills now that the government agency they worked for no longer exists, and the Medicare and the Social Security they live off of will soon no longer exist. That is A-okay with them. They will walk right into the gulag. They will walk right into the human concentration camps voluntarily, willingly, might I add, happily, if it means that the person running the concentration camp is another white person. They're okay with being oppressed. History has shown us this. The fact that there are still monarchies in European countries tells us this. Data from exit polls tells us this. It is just a small price to pay. That's why we can't get through to them with messaging or with statistics or with facts or with logical arguments. Nothing will get through to them because they don't want to be gotten through to. That's just it. So leave them. Leave them to suffer. And quite frankly, I'm beginning to agree with the Democrats and their kind of hands-off approach, because this cycle happens every single time, right? Republicans come in, slash funding to every fucking thing that's not war or business related, increase taxes on everyone except billionaires, and then the economy is in shite. Everything is a fucking mess. People become tired and elect a Democrat. A Democrat comes in, fixes the problem, and then institutes public policy that would positively impact everyone, including people who are not white, and put not white people in power. The same white people who are suffering under the Republican president now turn on the Democratic leadership, vote in another Republican, and then demand that Democrats turn around and save them. Like, lather, rinse, repeat is literally what that cycle is. So I agree with the Democrats. Hands off. Give the people exactly what they want. After all, who are we to argue with the will of tens of millions of Americans? At this stage, let America get exactly what America wants. That's all we can do. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk.
What I'm about to do is going to seem harsh. It's going to seem like I am picking, but I am not. This is literally for education. Now, before I begin, I am not a black woman. I'm not a Native and Indigenous woman. I'm not a Hispanic woman. I am not an Asian or Pacific Islander woman. I'm not a woman at all. I am a man. Okay? So that now that we've gotten that all out of the way, I do not in any way, shape, form, or fashion speak for any of those groups of women. In fact, I'm pretty sure there's a lot of them that will disagree with what I'm about to say. And that is perfectly okay. This is simply the observations of a villain looking from the outside in. Now that that is established, I would like the white woman community to see something, because I don't think a lot of you truly understand what you look like when you scream solidarity at other women of color. Are you ready? This is what you look like. Everybody knows who this is. This is J.K. Rowling, writer of the Harry Potter books, multi-millionaire, multi-billionaire because of those books. She's also supposedly fighting for feminism. But is she really? Because she has taken the millions of dollars that she has made from those books, the millions of dollars that she has made from the movies and the merchandise, and has basically declared war on trans women. Why? No reason. No reason at all. The fictional threats that she talks about happening to women at the hands of trans women are not. She has never given up any proof of this. Her arguments basically center on the fact that she believes that femininity, is a finite pool, and it can be drained up at any time. Now, why do I bring this woman up? Because quite frankly, when a lot of women, a lot of white women, speak to women of color, you sound like she does. You sound exactly like she does. Now, hold on. I'll explain what I'm talking about. The conversation around trans women has always been led by people like J.K. Rowling. They are using disinformation, myths, easily debunked facts, and conspiracy theories. But the problem with people like J.K. Rowling is this. They say they are doing it to protect womanhood. And yet, J.K. Rowling has never spent a dime that I know of advancing the cause of women's reproductive rights. Not just in the UK, but around the world. Where was J.K. Rowling's money when Roe v. Wade was getting ready to be overturned here in America? Has anyone ever heard J.K. Rowling say that in the United States, black women are 4 times more likely to die in childbirth than their white counterparts? Now, I understand a lot of people are going to say, well, she's British. She really shouldn't care about American politics. And I would agree. If J.K. Rowling wasn't adopting the same turf motives that a lot of American white women adopt. This is the tone deafness that black and brown and native and Asian and Pacific Islander women are talking about. The fact that every conversation has to center on the feelings of white women. Why do I give white women so much grief? I will tell you why. But it's something you've heard before. White women are the handmaidens of white supremacy. That's not me just saying that. Black and brown and native and indigenous women have been saying it for decades. But it always seems to fall on deaf ears. Always. Some of the biggest supporters of Donald Trump are white women. They have voted for him overwhelmingly in 3 elections, presidential elections in a row. How is that message towards woman solidarity going? When even the women in the United States are siding with a convicted felon who's been accused of rape, who's been accused of sexual assault, has been found liable for that crime. Now bring it back to J.K. Rowling. J.K. Rowling is an example of what I'm talking about. Imagine if J.K. Rowling had decided to create a organization, a worldwide organization that combated things like human trafficking, which overwhelmingly happens to women that don't look like J.K. Rowling. Imagine if she had decided to put her vast resources towards, I don't know, getting rid of genital mutilation in certain countries. But she didn't. She did not. Once again, J.K. Rowling is centering her feelings in a conversation that she's not even bringing up factual information about. And she's doing it proudly. Because the UK Supreme Court just sided with the group she funded. Think about that. How in the world can you have worldwide woman solidarity when white women will not listen to the voices of other women? There have been black and brown and native women in America telling white women this for years. You go back to the suffrage movement. Here it is, we're trying to get women the right to vote, but people like Susan B. Anthony and what's-her-face, Margaret Sanger, looked down upon their women counterparts of color. It's always the tone deafness. I've even noticed it on TikTok. A lot of women, leftists, that are screaming about what Kamala is and isn't fucking doing, a lot of them are white, and a lot of them aren't realizing the call is coming from inside the house. Why are you over here trying to hold black and brown and native and indigenous women accountable when your house isn't straight? They all have the distinct sound of J.K. Rowling. Tone deaf, not reading the room, not talking to people outside of their own sphere of influence, leading other white women on a quest to find this solidarity when the easiest way to show solidarity is to shut up and listen to women that don't look like you. Trans women and femme presenting people are being affected by the actions of white women and their quest to be safe in the bathroom, not anyplace else. And that's the problem. Again, I'm not a black woman, a native and indigenous woman, or a brown woman. But I can almost guarantee you, if you ask them, they will tell you what I'm saying is absolutely true. And this is why people like J.K. Rowling, with their vast resources, will never get the hint. It's not about your white feelings. And in the fight for true women's solidarity, you need every voice you can get. Maybe some of those white women should shut up and listen to those voices before they make decisions that affect all women. I'm just saying.
No, seriously, Lovelace, I like the fact that Uncle Thomas actually used a woman who is all about feminism to describe this pan-colored or some of these pan-colored women who often comes out to talk about how solidarity and how other people of color need to understand that they are all out to support and what I view. It's not all about, coming out. I have seen some, stitches from pan-colored women talking about, oh, unity, solidarity, this, that, yeah. It's all good. But the thing is that just like Uncle Sabas have talked about, is sometimes this pan-colored women should just be quiet and listen to people whom they actually feel that they are all out to help out. Sometimes just allow these people to just give yourself some time and listen and actually agree from their own point of view. I am saying this, let me reference with what really happened during the April 5th march. I think that was April 5th march, where, so many pan-colored people were out there to, protest, a peaceful protest. A lot of people were like, okay, it was peaceful, it was not even easy, and what have you. And now there is this particular, story that trended about a pan-colored woman waiting for or looking for a bouncing castle for her kids because she felt that the protest was so bored, that the kids were so bored they could have bring a bouncing castle and all of that. This is exactly what you know like people more specifically are trying to like. You guys actually think that everything is all about, it's just so easy, like bring a bouncing castle, let's do this and that is all. It doesn't work that way. And when black people decided that they were going to like comment on that, like this is not an issue of a bouncing castle, this is a very serious issue. They are saying that because when you do things and you are like all bouncing castle, do you think that the people that you are protesting, you are trying to like tell them your feelings are going to take you serious? They're just going to take you or see you as one of those people that are still seeking for attention, and after their attention has been, whatsoever, they are going to go back, and whatsoever thing that is happening will just continue happening without any form of changes or whatsoever. This is exactly what people that looks like me are trying to like, you know. Sometimes if you don't understand something, if you don't understand how things works, just listen. So somebody was like, okay, Bankalot people have come out, have supported. What else do you want us to do? But you don't know what else to do because you are not even listening to people telling you the real issue or the real cause. You don't want to listen. You just want to like do things your own way, thinking that when you do that, it's all like everything is done and things will automatically change. You know, you have to really. Oh my goodness, it takes a lot. It really takes a lot, and it requires a lot of dedication, a lot of continuously working on yourself, continuously, you know, pushing the cause of whatsoever to get things right. Black people, at the cost of their try to get things right, didn't just do it one day, and everyone is just so relaxed. Okay, after the April 1st, March and every other thing. So what next? What happened? Everybody is back home and relaxed, and stuff that's been happening has continuously, and nothing is even being done. Like, this is just so, this is just it. This is it. It's not about, okay, okay, what is the outcome? What happened? What have you, okay, after the match, what's up? What is the next thing online? Like, everybody was like, okay, we have protested, we have marched, and that is it. That settles it. I hope we, like, the protest, the way I see it is that people are like, okay, let me just go out and protest. Let it not be that I didn't participate. At least let them know that I protested, I was there. Like seriously. That's why it's actually have to take a lot. And I like the fact that black people still standing on business, and it's just the most, like, the best of its best. Let these people do it their own way, and let the world see what the outcome might be. Anyway, lovelies, wanna just leave me your own thoughts in the comment section of what you think of this video. And please do not forget that we do not support any form of bullying and harassment. And lovelies, if you've not subscribed, do your girl a huge favor to click on the subscription button. Like, leave your thoughts in the comment section of what you think of this. And I will see you, lovelies, when I upload the next one. Thought in the comment section of what you think of this video. And please do not forget that we do not support any form of bullying and harassment. We are just here for educational and informative purposes. So if you've not subscribed to this channel, do your girl a huge favor to click on the subscription button, like, and I will see you, lovelies, when I upload the next one.